America's largest clothing retailer, Target, hired a Satanist to design their clothes, and the clothes are in the Target stores. Any wonder why nobody wants to go to Target? I got a better one for you. Are you ready? Because it happens to be Trans Day. You ready, baby? Look at this young man. He is a self-proclaimed Satan worshiper. In and of itself, not weird. It's going to get really upsetting in just a second. This person, I don't know what his, whatever, self-identity pronouns is. His name is Eric Carnell. He works for a design firm called Abrapelin. And the reason why they're all over the news today is this guy is designing clothes for Target. You know, the giant multi-billion-dollar retailer.
Mm-hmm.
Target is using his designs. It's going to get really weird. His designs have pro-LGBTQ messages to celebrate Pride Month. Yay. And the company, Target, is already in hot water because they are now selling women's bathing suits that are tuck friendly. You know what that means?
Tuck and hide. Tuck and hide.
It's a woman's bathing suit to be worn by a man who's cross-dressing, and it has a place down there for his male anatomy to go, so he feels comfortable in a girl's swimsuit.
I don't understand.
Wait a minute. You can buy these at Target in the trans department. I'm not done. Let's make this really bad. I want you to listen to what is on his clothing that Target's selling. Quote, Satan respects pronouns, unquote.
They and them.
Heteronormativity is a plague. Heteronormativity, meaning you're heterosexual, right? Which means you're attracted to the opposite sex.
The way the planet was populated.
You know, like man and woman make children. That
the natural order of things.
Right. That heteronormativity is a plague. Here's another quote from his clothing line. Burn down the system, C-I-S-T-E-M, meaning cisgender, you're the gender you were born with, and you believe that your anatomy is, I know this is insane, your anatomy is determined at your birth, and that determines your sex. I know, people that think that are disgusting. I just want you to know that. And here's another one. This is my favorite. Homophobe headrest. And it's a guillotine, meaning if you don't like his message, you should have your head chopped off.
And it's an image of a guillotine?
Yes.
And they're selling this in Target.
It's coming from this company called Abrapelin, which is the designer that Target uses for their.
That's crazy. I can see how that is 100% acceptable.
Wait a minute. Wait till you hear his philosophy. As a Christian, you might find this a little offensive. Maybe. He said, Satan represents passion, pride, and liberty, unquote. And Satan loves all LGBT plus people. And Satan is hope, compassion, equality, and love. And Satan naturally respects pronouns. Are you listening? Satan is a deity, a god, who is a mixture of genders, beings, ideas, and existences. And they, meaning Satan, reject binary stereotypes and expectations. Okay, I'm done. I know you're ready to puke. I can't even believe what I'm reading. I encourage our readers to verify everything I'm saying. It's online. Well, why did the nation's largest clothing brick and mortar retailer hire a Satanist? This isn't an accusation. This is what he's proud of. You saw his picture, remember? This guy. That's Satan on his shirt. Good looking guy, or they, or it, or something. Why would Target hire a Satanist to design pieces for their recent Pride clothing line? What is the message for American consumers that used to go to Target?
Because I think the name is in the company's name. They want to target children, is what it comes down to, pun intended. You know what, Barry? I just found out, and I need to do a little bit more research on this. But I'm gonna tell you what I did find out about it. You know who Glenn Beck is, right?
Of course.
Glenn Beck, he actually did an episode talking about why these companies are introducing this perversion. And it's because businesses, big box companies, right?
Right.
They all have a particular credit score. You know, like nations, United States of America has a credit score when it comes to the world, you know, the world financial, et cetera, et cetera. Well, same thing applies to businesses. You and I, we have credit scores. When you're in high school, it's called your report card, how you do your work. When you go out in the real world, it becomes your credit score. Well, what I found out is that the people who control the credit scores for the businesses, they tell the companies that they have to put in this satanic stuff, the LGBT stuff, in order to keep their credit score.
Wait a minute. You're telling me, wait a minute, stop. You're saying the rating agencies are going to drop your credit rating if you're not pushing Satan?
And the LGBT community stuff, yes.
That's insane.
It is. It's not based on how well your sales are, like, you know, you're pushing product out the door, money. Or you're making money, you know, you're going to the black, right, and stay out of the red. It has nothing to do with it. It has everything to do with, if you do not push this wokeism and put it in your stores and have it on the forefront, you will lose your credit score.
That means that for them to borrow money or issue stock or bonds, it's much more expensive.
Yes.
It costs them money. It costs them money if their rating drops.
Exactly. So they comply. With it. And that's part of the reason why Target was doing this, part of the reason why Bud Light was doing it, part of the reason why you have that new what's the new one? I just saw it just the other day. It's like a camping, hiking gear, stuff like that. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember exactly what it is, but they've jumped into the whole wokeism game, trying to get people to buy their camping gear because they want to be, you know, live a certain lifestyle. But I didn't even realize it. But you know what? It's even more than that. It's all about this demonic spirit that's convincing people that this evil, perverted stuff is good. And we all know, even if you don't believe in God, if you don't believe in the devil, we all know that the idea of God means good, peace, wonderful, prosperity. The idea of Satan is evil, wrong, perversion, dirty, stinky, everything that is evil, even just the idea of it. And now they're trying to change the perception out there to get people to believe that Satan is wonderful because he's controlling the minds of these people. They've been occupied by his demonic demons. Now, I know I refer back to the spiritual beings because it is what it is. We are spiritual beings. And that's what's happening here. And a lot of people never make that connection because that's the only explanation. And you know what? Let me put it this way real quick. When Jesus was here and people were acting all crazy like this, he wasn't saying, oh, they just need to go into a mental asylum, give them some drugs. He wasn't saying that at all. He wasn't saying that at all. He was saying it's a demonic demon. It's a spirit that has occupied them. And he will rebuke them.
Okay. I'm going to prove your point. This guy says, I'm a Satan follower. Mm-hmm. Satan is good. Satan doesn't care about genders. Satan loves cross-dressers. Satan loves the LGBTQ
Yeah.
community. I mean, it's not even like we're hiding it,
No.
where
Nope.
everyone comes over to the house and they're all dressed normal, and then they come inside and they put on their robes and horns and weird things. They're doing it out in public. In fact, it's in Target stores.
Yep.
And you know how you find it in the Target store? It's under the big LGBTQRV whatever flag. So if you go to that flag and you go right underneath it, that's where they put it. But all these mom groups across America are uniting, and Target is moving the merchandise now.
Yeah.
Because they're realizing, holy cow, 99.9% think this is nuts.
Yeah.
And we don't want to shop there anymore because we don't want to give money to a company that's just pushing this crap on our children.
It's really interesting, like they don't figure it out. And when they first did it, Target had an emergency meeting. They said within the next 36 hours, they sent out a memo to all the Targets, remove it from the front of the store.
So they're putting it in the back.
So then they put it in the back. Like, that's where they do stuff in the back. Pun intended.
Yeah. Well done.
I mean, and you know what? Interesting. Then they put out another memo saying, take all the signage down, right? No signs of it saying it anywhere, because guess what, Barry? As of before we came on live right now on this Thursday, I just saw a report where they were saying that Target over this week so far, because of all of this, they've lost $9 billion
in market cap.
In markets, yes, $9 billion. That's a lot of money.
It's the same. Look what happened to Bud. They're still dropping.
They're still dropping.
We did the story, they were down $3 billion. Then they were down $5 billion. Then it hit $9 billion. It's $15 billion now.
Wow.
They are giving away the beer because it's expired. Nobody's buying it because they made a deal with this guy who they nominated for the Year of the Woman to celebrate the diversity in their brand, because according to the marketing executive at Bud Light, it's a tired old frat brand.
Yeah.
And it's overdue for a makeover, even though it's the number one beer in America. She tanked it.
And now they can't even give the beer away.
Oh, nobody
they can't even give it away. They can't even give it. They were putting coupons out there. I saw a report out there. They were giving coupons away that were like $15, and the beer is only $12. So they get look, we even pay the taxes. Just take the beer. It's cheaper to have people go in the store and just pick it up and haul it off than for them to ship it back.
Right. And wait a minute. And then the distributors have to pay for it.
Yeah.
They have to give the money back to the store that couldn't sell it.
Yep.
Right. So
yep.
All down the line, these mom and pop local stores, these distributors, the guys driving the trucks, the gals in the warehouses, everybody's suffering.
Yep.
Because they took the number one beer in America and targeted a minority that's that big and is completely insane.
Yeah.
And now Target's doing the same thing.
And you know, originally, Bud Light doubled down. They said that they're not going to give up on the campaign. They said it was just, birthing pains, right? It was just growing pains. Sorry. It was growing pains. We'll get through this. It was just growing pains. Well, those pains are still getting worse. It's like a gaping hole and it's just gushing out, right? And the same thing with Target. Target said, well, we'll just move it to the back of the store. Well, people are all over Twitter right now, still going into Target, recording all that crap that's still in Target, and it's still hurting them. Just because you move it to the back of the store doesn't mean like, that's fine. But you know what, Barry? If they would have just left that crap in the adult section and never target children, we wouldn't even be talking about it. Because as adults, for the most part, people in the country are like, you're an adult, do your thing. No one really cares. You're an adult. But they're putting it in the children's section. And they're so far gone in their minds, they can't make the connection because they want the kids. They're targeting children.